Tiny.
Hey, it's Katy. This is our last podcast
Yeah.
before I am off again traveling. I will be leaving within 24 hours to go to Belgium and have a big trip, and I'm very excited. It's spring break finally tomorrow. Can't wait for it.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
is this costing you any time off, or are you just using spring break?
No, so Frederick County has extended our spring break. So Frederick County normally where I teach, we normally only get like a Thursday, Friday, Monday off where all
Right.
other counties get a week. But they've been a little more generous to teachers this year. So they gave us this Friday off, which we normally have, and the
Hmm.
entire next week off. So I'm
Wow.
taking, yeah, they really I think that they understand that they need to make teachers happier because
Oh yeah.
it's a
It's a
profession
tough
that
market.
people are not super happy with. It's just teaching's just tough right now.
Yeah.
So I'm taking a half day tomorrow, a personal day, so I get a half day without pay, and then the rest of it, and then I'll be back next Friday. So then I even have like 2 days to recover before I go back.
Wow. So
Yeah,
what are you most looking forward to? Is it because so here's what I think when I think of travel. I think of food. I think of sights. I guess people would be part
yeah, I'd love to.
shopping maybe.
Yeah. Hmm.
So what? So of that, what do you? What's like? Oh my god, I can't wait to try this or
I
go
think
here.
I think that I'm probably most excited about I have 2 places. I'm very excited about Amsterdam. I've heard such wonderful things about it. It's beautiful, there's a lot to do. I'm really excited about visiting Amsterdam. I'm
Mm,
also there's a couple canal tours that we're doing, like boat tours.
okay.
So I'm excited for those. I mean, the whole experience. I love to travel abroad. I love experiencing new things. I'm not a big foodie, so I don't really care much about food. I mean, I think it'll be cool when we're in Gouda because it's like literally the where Gouda is like
It's
produced,
a
or
good a place to
it's
be.
a Gouda place to be. You're spreading that joke just like a little thin, but
Just a
um
little.
I think all of it. I'm just I just my thing is like when I'm at the airport and I'm through TSA and I'm sitting down at a bar and I have like a beer or glass of wine, that's like my favorite moment when it's like, okay, I
You know
can
what I
just
want you to do?
chill.
What
Yes.
I want you to, I want you to buy something for yourself that I don't think you otherwise would while you're there. But
Go
I think
on.
that you need to do it is to
Go.
get yourself a Stein.
Oh, I have a Stein.
Oh, you do?
I've been to Germany before.
Okay.
Um, but I was only there. This was kind of a crazy story. So you want to talk about like a traveler's nightmare. When we went to Italy a couple of years ago, me, my ex-boyfriend Chris, my best friend Kelly, and her husband Dave, we flew out of Florence. And when we were at the tail end of the trip, we
Hmm.
went all over the place. We went to Rome, we went to Florence, we went to um Napa, or not Napa, um,
Naples.
Naples, thank you, and a couple other places, Pisa. And then when we were heading to the airport, they were traveling a different airline than we were. But as we were going there together, there was this crazy amount of fog. And our Uber driver even said something about how, oh, I hope you guys can fly out with all this fog. Well, when we got there, we were there for no more than maybe 45 minutes, and they closed the airport down completely.
Yeah.
And there were 0 flights going out of Florence. So we all were rerouted all over the place. They ended up going to Paris. We ended up going to Frankfurt. So we did technically spend a night in Germany, but we got there at like 7 and left at like 6 o'clock the next morning. But when
Right.
we were out exploring, I did buy a Stein. So I do
Gotcha.
have one from Germany, but this is obviously going to be an extended trip. And then when I come
Well,
back, it's like,
get one for me.
why would I get you a Stein?
Well, I don't have to drink beer out of it.
What are you gonna put in your hang on. It's like that Indian uh what is that soda that you love so much? Um
The only technically soda I drink now is Rain,
no,
which is an energy drink.
you used to drink this soda. It sounded like an Indian name or an Indian tribe name, and it was like cherry something.
Cheerwine.
No, it wasn't Cheerwine. Was it Cheerwine?
That's the only thing I can think of.
That doesn't have an Indian sounding name though.
No, I'm aware of that, but you said cherry, and that's yeah. So my soda fads have been Diet Grape Soda.
Diet grape
Uh,
soda. Yes.
yeah, Martin's brand. I do like Cheerwine, but that's not
Where am I
like
getting something Indian from? I don't know. I take
I don't
everything I
know.
just said back. But so next week is my spring break. What are you doing for? I guess you don't have a spring break. Like,
No, no. I mean, we have just Easter. Nothing. We really don't have any plans. We're going to do the egg hunts, the obligatory egg hunts with the baby. She loves that kind of stuff. And what's amazing is she doesn't even care about what's in the eggs. She just wants to find the eggs.
I was like that when I was a kid too, and I used to love dyeing them. That was
Hmm.
my favorite part of Easter was all the
Oh yeah.
fun blue colors and purple and all of that.
Hmm.
So I really enjoyed that as well. I did enjoy egg hunts though when there was money in the eggs. Like
Oh
I
yeah.
definitely remember being more on my game and more competitive when I knew that there was like money involved in the eggs.
I'll tell you what. This goes to show you how seriously my family took this. My mom's side of the family, Easter egg hunt was a big deal, and they lived there. My great grandparents, where Grams and her sisters all grew up, and that's kind of where everybody congregated. Um, they were right up against a farm, so the backyard was basically this pasture. So
Mhm.
they would get permission from the farmer to go hide eggs in the pasture. Well,
What an excellent idea.
it was excellent. I mean, the story's going to crack you up, I promise you. So what would happen is all of the adults and all would put money together, and they go buy candies and things. And then there was, with the money that was left over, there was one quote unquote golden egg that if you got
Mhm.
that one, then you got like I think it was $20 somewhere around there. Well,
Wow, that's
even the adults, except for the one that hid the golden egg, would participate.
Mhm.
Well, my cousins, they were just those jokesters, and they would inevitably hide not just the golden egg, but they would hide the eggs that they were tasked with hiding in cow patties, and then cover them with grass, but just so where the bright egg was sticking up, so
Mhm.
that when you would go to reach down and grab the egg, you'd stick your hand in cow crap.
Oh.
Yeah,
Um that's kind of cruel.
but
But
yeah, but there were guys. What are you gonna do?
there's something very special and very exciting about Easter egg hunts and
Mm-hmm.
trying to get all of the eggs and finding them. Like it does provide a level of excitement and enjoyment that I don't think you ever are too old to experience.
No.
But, at some point, obviously, we're not, as an adult, you're not invited to do those things anymore. But
Well,
I
I want
do.
to know whether you're invited or not. Have you seen some of these videos going around social media of these parents who are practically pushing other kids out of the way to get eggs for their kid?
I mean, I haven't seen it, but I'm not surprised
Ah,
by it by any
it's
means. I,
awful.
I feel like I would do the exact same thing. I just don't understand what age I got to where I was like too old to be doing Easter egg hunts anymore because that was always I really heavily looked forward to those
Mm-hmm.
Easter egg hunts. And I'm not
Right.
like by nature I'm not a competitive person. I don't care if I win or lose most of the time, but that was like one time where I was like, yeah, hell yeah,
I'm gonna have mine.
I'm going in for the win. And
Yeah.
that's the way it's going to go, but
I saw
yeah.
these this year for the first time ever, and I put them on my Facebook page, and I'll see if I'll get the picture and post it up here. But camouflage eggs,
I've seen that
like
too. I saw you posted
where
something
were
on Facebook
these?
about that. Yeah. I saw you posted about that on Facebook. Yes.
I mean, we should have had. I tell you what, if we'd had those when we were kids, we'd still be looking for them.
Yeah, I think you made the same exact joke on social media.
Well, it merited repeating.
Maybe
But
you could come up
but
with
thank
more.
you for outing me.
I'm sorry. I mean, you can't just keep recycling jokes, Tiny. It's just
No,
not the
I
way we do
can't.
things.
No, it's not very exciting.
It's not very exciting. Speaking of exciting, what's new and exciting with you? What's been going on?
Let's see. Well, I won Best of the Tri-State Best Local On-Air Personality.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
Tiny!
So
Wow!
it was a big week as far as I guess you would say awards, so to speak. So there was that,
Wow!
and then in the same week, I don't even think we announced this last week, which shocks the heck out of me. But so much time had passed, and we've both been so busy. Um,
Sorry.
WAYZ was nominated for ACM Small Market Radio Station of the Year for the
I
ACM
saw
Awards
that.
happening on May 11th. So that
Yep.
was Never would have expected that in a million years. And
And
for a
who
panel of judges to do that was phenomenal.
that was really incredible. When I saw that, my jaw dropped because who nominates? Who does the nomination for that? Is it the actual ACMs?
No, so well, you essentially you can nominate yourself. So, and
Okay.
that's the whole point of it. It's not, you don't have to wait for someone else to nominate you. You put yourself up for those types of awards. However, once you do that, it then goes before a panel of judges that are made up of members of the ACMs, which are
Mhm.
radio, country music, things like that. And then they narrow it down to 5 finalists per each category. So
Mhm.
even though you nominate yourself, that's really all the control you have in it. It's not just, hey, we nominate ourselves, so therefore we're a nominee.
Well, and I mean, for maybe people who don't understand what all that means, so radio works in like market size depending on the population. So obviously, the more populated an area, the bigger the market.
Mm-hmm.
WAYZ is considered small market. Is that
Small
accurate?
market. Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And how many small market radio stations would you say that there are?
Oh my goodness, Katie, that put me on the spot. I don't really know. Uh,
Okay.
that small market country radio stations, I'd probably be way off in guessing, but I would say maybe 250 roughly,
Okay.
if
Okay.
not more.
It's a huge deal. So have you so okay, my selfishness kicks in a little bit here when I see on Facebook that WAYZ is nominated for this ACM award, which is unbelievable. I mean, what an accomplishment.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. And immediately I text Tiny and I'm like, "Hey, great job, ACM award. That's wonderful. Who's going? Who's walking the red carpet? Can
And
I
why is it
go?
me?
How do I get to be a part of this experience?"
Yeah,
And
Katie's
basically,
basically
I don't.
here. Here's the sentence and how it worked out. Katie, who are you? I mean, Tiny, who are you taking, and why is it me?
Yeah, basically. And how can I walk that red carpet? But are
Yeah.
you going? Have you decided if you were going or not?
I'll be honest with you. We have not talked about it. So here's how I have found out in a couple weeks since how this works. So if you're up for one of those awards, small market all the way through national market for radio stations or DJs, you
Mhm.
find out with enough notice whether or not you win.
Oh,
So
okay.
I don't know what that date is, but then if you win, now you can still go even if you don't win. So I
Yeah.
could make plans right now to go, but if you win, obviously you kind of want to go because you do get that moment on the stage in front of it. Now it's the pre-show, so it's not
Right.
anything but who cares? I mean, you understand that
For
going into
sure.
it.
Mhm.
Um, so if by some miraculous chance we would happen to win, uh, I probably will go. But if not, I don't know that because we're in what we call the ratings period. I know Katie knows that, but and it's difficult taking time off during the ratings period because that's where we essentially make our money and our ratings, and money's based upon that. So I'm not saying I will not go, but we'll see.
Okay, so I'm going to go back to the original question. Is there any way possible that I could go and represent or just get like a fancy gown and get really dressed up and go to Vegas and be a part of it? Or is the answer just flat out no?
Well, it's not in Vegas; it's in Dallas,
Oh, okay. I thought it was in
um,
Vegas.
which actually makes me want to go more because I just the idea of Vegas does not appeal to me at
Yeah.
all. Uh, but
I
that
think
Nashville does and Dallas does because it's close to Waco. I wouldn't mind visiting. But from what I was talking to the boss about this, and it is literally if I go, it is going to be down and back. Get down there, accept the award and go. You don't get to be part of the red carpet. You don't get to be, um, you know, I mean, you get to be backstage in as much as if you win.
mhm.
So there's that. And all the artists are kind of the same way. I mean, yeah, they walk the red carpet as they should, but they're there, they do the appearance, they get the awards, and they're right out. So it's not like there's this, mingle till you black out, that kind of thing. It's very, it's kind of business, but it's
Yeah.
exciting. So
It's very
I'm not trying
exciting.
to downplay it. I really am not. Um, in all of this though, and I'm not trying to make this emotional, but I really of everything surrounding this, the one thing that I wish more than anything is that Tori were here to
I
see it,
yeah. I
because
thought about that.
if anybody
Mhm.
has a claim to the success of the WAYZ in its existence, it would be her without question. So,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
if that's, I'll be honest with you, that's why I want to win, because
Hmm.
I want to be able to be on that stage, hold up that award, and thank her on that platform. That's really
Hmm.
the only reason that I want to win. I think, to me, winning is the being nominated. Just the
Hmm.
fact that after all this time that has happened, and I will get too emotional if I really think about that, because WAYZ is my baby. It has been for years,
Hmm.
and it's, I mean, it can take a lot out of you, but it's worth it. And you see these, that everyone gets this acknowledgement. So it's massive just being nominated. I'm not,
Hmm.
winning is whatever, but winning to be able to say for Tori is, oh my goodness, I
Yeah.
nothing I wouldn't give for that.
And she worked for WAYZ for 20 years. Is that about right?
Yeah,
2022, something around there.
20,
So,
20, yeah, but 23 years, I believe. Yeah,
and WAYZ's been around forever. I mean, so you're talking about somebody
yeah,
who really took the station to the success that it has
yeah.
become. Obviously, it's a team effort as well, but I've never seen anybody in the industry as loved as Tori was, for sure.
No.
And so, well, you know what, Tiny, I really hope you have the chance to do that. That's really amazing. So I'm gonna kind of switch gears a little bit. Talk to me about, so then in the tri-state where this radio station is, you guys have these awards or these
Mm,
categories for
yeah.
best of this of the tri-state, and it could be like
Yes.
restaurant and chiropractor, like there's a bunch of
Hmm.
different businesses that are part of
Yeah.
this, and one of them is DJ, and you
Hmm.
won that out of
Yes.
everybody in the market. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
That's wow.
you have to be nominated, and you can nominate yourself, but so not every DJ in the tri-state area was up for it, because not every DJ was nominated, and I understand why, because if you're at a competing radio station, you probably, what are you going to do? You're not going to go say, hey, listen to WAYZ, or go
Right.
to WAYZ's website and vote for me. I mean, as funny as that is, you're just not going to do that.
Right.
I wouldn't do that if it were another radio station. I wouldn't worry about that. So I get it. Now, there are some people that get nominated from other radio stations that are nominated by people who listen to them, and that's totally cool. What I love about the contest is that it is genuinely 100% above board. It would be easy to say, well, of course WAYZ won Best of Tri-State. It's a contest they put on. Well, I understand thinking that, but it is truly above board because we don't control the voting. It's done
Right.
with there's a company that does it, and then it gives us the results.
Do you get
So,
any like accolades for it, or any kind of
I
trophy,
mean,
or
there's a not a plaque, but like a printed up certificate. So yeah, you got
look
that.
at you go, Tiny. Look
Yeah,
at you go. 2023. I mean, you're lighting it on fire, kid.
setting the woods on fire, baby.
You are. I have had 0 awards or nominations for anything in my life. So, I
Yeah.
mean, you're killing it right now.
Hey, you know what else? Now this just goes to show you another one too. So I told you before how I won. I didn't say, I'm not going to say the amount, but I won that big bet that I put on the FanDuel Sports app. So
If you
I'll say
t
this
I
one.
don't even wanna, I don't, okay.
Last week I won 1,000,
Oh my god.
and I'm not a gambler. I don't know this stuff.
So Tiny, is getting all these awards and winning all this money, and mind you, I filed my taxes, and guess how much money I got back from my taxes?
You probably owe.
Well, last year I owed, but no, I did not. I got back $26.
Wow, good for
26. Yes.
you.
Yes, that's about the extent of my winning in
Now,
my life at this moment.
wait a minute. Did you have your taxes done by a company?
Yeah, so then I have to pay to get them done, so I'm still
Right.
out money, so it didn't
Okay.
even break even,
That was going
essentially,
to be
but
my question. Are you counting what you paid to get them done?
so no, I'm not. So it's like
Oh,
negative 140 or something like that, and so
I
it's
have
like,
to tell you. I'm sorry.
no,
I've got
no,
to stop you because I have the funniest story to tell you
go
that
on.
you will love. It's about Dave.
Okay.
So to give everyone just a little background here, and we'll wrap up with this because this is really good. Dave Smith is one of our dearest friends, and he's been my best buddy since I started here. He trained me at WAYZ back in 2001. He's the first person aside from Tori who trained me. So
He
anyway,
trained he trained me as well in
yeah,
2009.
Dave is one of the best people that you'd ever want to meet. Would do anything for you, so
Mhm.
nice that it's almost a sin how nice this boy is. Okay, he's almost he's like 45-ish years old, right around there. And I'll just say it. He works at well, I'm not gonna say where he works. He works at a big box store. We'll just put it that
Mm.
way. Now, if you're around Dave for a few minutes, just like if you're around Katy, but way back when, if you were around Katy for 2 minutes, you knew she worked for WAYZ. You knew it was a Tiny and Katy show.
Tiny. That was 9 years ago, and everybody still knows that I worked for WAYZ.
Oh, yeah.
And I was part of the time. Like, that never stopped.
Right.
That still goes
on.
So
with Dave, the way Dave operates is, if you're around him for a couple minutes, you know where he works and that he hates it. You just know. I always say, if he's not bitching, he's not breathing. That's just the way Dave is. So he says that we're on our way up to Philly a couple weeks ago. I can't believe I didn't tell you this. I did want to say it for the podcast. So good.
Okay.
He was complaining about work. And I said, well, Dave, why don't you just leave? And he goes, now, I understand when people are going to leave a job, they would make a comment like, well, yeah, I got blah, 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 and then I'm out of there. I got to do this, and then I'm out of there. Dave goes, I am. He said, I figured it out the other day, and I have 31 car payments left, and my ass is out of there.
Oh, my God. That's like, it's like 3 years.
I'm right. I'm like, so Dave, and he goes, I start laughing. He goes, I'm serious. He said, they got a rude awakening coming. I said, well, Dave, wait a minute.
They got plenty of time to plan for it, too. Yeah, right.
This boy is talking about 31 car payments.
Oh, my God.
And then they better just watch out.
And he was probably so dead ass serious. Like
he was. He was 100% serious.
In 36 months, I am throwing in the towel. I'm dropping the microphone. Smell you later, guys. Thank you so much.
36 months. Y'all ain't gonna see this coming. I'm telling you, Katy, I was laughing so hard because he couldn't understand why I was laughing so hard, and I could not compose myself.
I've never heard anything like that.
Dave, it's not like you have 2 car payments left.
Well, when you explained it, was he like, okay, yeah, that doesn't make any sense? Like, what kind of point was he trying? Yeah, what kind of point are you trying to prove?
I don't know, but I'm like, Dave, it's like, I got 1 more car payment. As soon as my car's paid off, I'm out of there. Not 31 months.
Yeah, that's me being like, listen, as soon as I hit retirement, I'm out of there. Like, they're not gonna know what hit them when I turn 65. I'm leaving.
You wait. When my kid gets to high school, it's over. Okay, whatever.
Oh my God. That boy cracks me up. Oh my God, he cracks me up. He's so funny.
One day we need to have him on the podcast because I feel like we talked about him several times. And
I just don't know how to articulate Dave. Like we used to, now mind you, we would say all these things to his face. So it's not like we're saying anything negative.
And I still do.
But he went on the air. He used to go by Brian Austin. And I used to love to watch him because he'd always like cock his head and he'd be like, 104.7 WAYZ. I'm Brian Austin. And it was
he was awful. Awful.
So slow and boring. I mean, you could take a snooze in between his sentences.
I think he did.
Like, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Dave. Yeah.
I remember, I'll never forget the time where he would, Dave could not deliver. He wasn't monotone, but he just was, there was no excitement.
Nothing.
It just was.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget, he's on the air and in his non-excited way, because he used to do full-time 7 to midnight. And I'll never forget, he goes, good evening, I'm Brian Austin. I hope you're having half as much fun as I am. Because if you are, you're having a great time. I said, Dave, if people are having half as much fun as you sound like you're having, they're dead. Oh my God.
But he went, like, that's 104.7 WAYZ. I'm Brian Austin. Good evening.
I know.
And I was like, oh my gosh, man, let's go.
You know, what's funny is, and like I said, Dave and I have had this conversation over the years many times, that before I got hired here, and I got hired part-time first in 01, before I got hired here, it used to piss me off that he was on the air because I would listen and be like, oh, I can't get to work there fast enough.
Yeah.
Like, I could work circles around this boy.
But he was like the most loyal employee like ever. And he was like, yeah, you need that done, I'm here. You need that done, I'm here. You need that
loyal
done, I'm
employee,
here. I mean,
even more loyal friend. I mean, Dave is,
man.
He's salt of the earth. And we'll have to have him on one time. Hey, big thanks to Roots Hair Design, Route 11 in Marion. Let's roll this thing. Katy, you're off to Germany. Have a safe trip.
Thank you.
We love you. And bring me back a T-shirt.
T-shirt, yes. And a Stein, apparently. So you can put your
a T-shirt.
We'll see what happens. I can't make it.
All right. We love you.
All right.
It's the Tiny and Katy